like making pork adobo. I like making it with pork belly, and I've been using coconut milk lately as a twist to kind of expand my horizons. I also like your chicken dish.
Yeah. So a dish that I actually had a lot of trouble with growing up, that I grew up in New York City, and there are a lot more white folks there than there are Asians. And I remember chicken afritada, or people here kind of know it as like, it's kind of similar to like pork guisantes here in Hawaii. That was one of my favorite dishes growing up, and I brought it once to school, and I got teased by somebody in school. And for a long time, I had trouble reconciling my love for Filipino food with sharing it with other people. And I'm really glad that, we've come to a place where I've shared it with you, and you've helped me develop the recipe into something that I'm proud of and really love. So we love to make chicken afritada together. That's another really great braise. Doesn't take nearly as long as oxtail, which is nice. But yeah, that's another favorite of ours.
Absolutely.
What else do we really like? We made chicken inasal yesterday. That was really delicious. We've made achara and like a lot of other different things. Sinigang is a favorite of yours to make.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I like using, sinigang was one of the ones that I wanted to learn from scratch. So I bought sour tamarind and pressure cooked it to make a sour broth that we spiked with vinegar, and it was interesting to make that from scratch and work with tamarind and various other like ingredients that were somewhat new to me, but also new in the form that you find them here, which is like real, and I appreciate that. Yeah,
it's so cool that we can get like local calamansi, and like all these ingredients we bought at the Chinatown marketplace are all local ingredients. So we were able to pick really nice stem pechay that didn't have really woody stems, and same with the daikon, like it's all fresh from the farm. So I feel like we're really able to elevate and make delicious Filipino food here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Today, Chef Brian and Chef Diana are cooking peanut-free Kare Kare. And part of the reason that Brian and I chose to do this dish was because it really was one of the first Filipino dishes that we sort of created or recreated together. A lot of times in Filipino food, people just use packets of stuff. So when I would ask my parents how to make a lot of Filipino food, they'd just say, oh yeah, you use the sinigang packet or the Kare Kare packet. And both of us, having been to culinary school, we didn't really believe in or ascribe to that kind of idea of cooking. We wanted to know how to make stuff ourselves. And Kare Kare is typically made with peanuts, but I have a deadly peanut allergy. So this was a fun recipe for Brian and I to develop together, to create something that still tastes like the original, but at the same time is actually safe for me. And some of the ways that we make this that are different from maybe the way that a regular Filipino mom or dad might make it, or auntie, is that we make it with a lot of the culinary techniques that we learned in culinary school, which is where we met. So Brian is doing our veg prep. He's slicing onion, peeling garlic, at the same time that I'm getting our oxtail ready. And the way that I'm going to do that is by opening the containers that I have, and then just adding some salt to the oxtail. So while we have the braise going in the background, we have the onions and the garlic that we've sweated down with the oxtail that we've seared off in the annatto oil. Brian also did all of our veg prep. So we've got the onion, the radish, the pechay, and the long beans here. And while we're allowing that stuff to braise, eventually once we have the final sauce, then we're going to add in some bagoong and peanut butter, or really sunflower seed butter for us, since I'm allergic to peanuts. And some of the
toasted rice flour also.
Yeah, that Brian had made earlier. So the oxtail are almost fully browned. I have them in here. You can see they have really, really nice color all over on all sides. And there's a lot of brown little bits on the bottom here that I'm going to use and cook and build flavors with the onions and the garlic next. So I'm just going to pull all these guys out.
And something that she's already done at this point is turn the heat down. The same temperature we use to brown the oxtails is not the same temperature we would want to use to cook the onion and the garlic, because we'd want to preserve that browning on the pan, because that's going to be flavor that flavors our sauce when we eventually cook everything together. So preserving the quality and integrity of that without getting it too dark, it was a fine line, but she's done it very well.
So we've got the beef up to a bare simmer. Turn the heat down and give it a cover. We'll check it again in 30 minutes. And in here we have some chopped up pechay cut into bite-sized pieces. Everything cut about pretty much the same size, with the idea of it all being stuff that can go into the final dish and not be overwhelming.
So we're also toasting some rice. We're just doing this at 350. It's going to be about 10 minutes total cook time, maybe a tiny bit more, but we're going to use this as a thickening agent. And so basically this has been going for 8 minutes so far, and it's starting to get some like nice toasted color on it basically. And we're going to use that rice, we're going to grind it into a powder and use that to thicken the stew. This rice took about 15 minutes at 350 degrees, and we let it get really nice and brown. That's going to just lend additional flavor. It's really got a lot of like good toasted qualities that we're looking for, and brings a lot of flavor to the dish, in addition to being a good thickening agent for the final sauce. I'm making a small mess, but it's okay.
So what are you doing?
Just seasoning the daikon with some salt, and this is some more annatto oil, and we're gonna roast the daikon off in the oven to get a little bit of like flavor on it.
So now we're salting the eggplant and allowing it to strain. Then we're also going to roast it in the annatto oil. Okay, we've got everybody back in the pot together. And we're gonna add in our vegetables. So this is our daikon that we broiled and cooked in the annatto oil. I'm just going to fold it in. Give it some time.